It has always been said that one person's trash is another person's treasure. But what happens when you have a pile of items whose value you don't know? Over the past years, I've collected lots of books, whether carrying on existing series or just books I'm excited to read. I love having a TBR of books to choose from, but my pile of unread books is currently sitting at around 300, whereas I would rather it be a much less overwhelming 50 or so. Whilst I love having options to pick from, too many options inevitably just give me decision paralysis. So, over the course of this video series, I'm going to look at reducing my physical TBR down through a series of games, prompts, and good old-fashioned randomised picks. Thankfully, I'm not much of a mood reader, and challenges are actually a way I have found which really gets me excited to read and keep reading. I hope to discover how many of these unread books become treasures I can add to my collection, or ones I will trash, by which I mean I'll be donating or passing those on to other people who will hopefully find in them a new treasure now it's free from my hoard. Hi, this is one of my besties. This is Jules, also known as Jules Gem Hearts on YouTube. Go give them a follow. Yeah. But I have dragged Jules in today to pick my TBR for me for the month for this treasure or trash video. I have no clue what you were going to pick for me. I'm a little worried.
I'll be kind.
But yeah, I don't know if you want to say anything at all about yourself and what you do on your channel, that kind of thing. Up to you. Feel free to promote yourself.
Random vlogs, but also book box openings, and I do hope to do book reviews eventually, whenever that will be.
Yeah, lots of really fun unboxings also with your dog, who is adorable, Roxy. With Roxy. Go watch, because her dog is always joining for the unboxings.
And then leaving.
Yes. So we have fairly similar tastes, I think, in terms of fantasy. So this is going to be interesting to see what you pick out. I mean, we're both big fantasy readers. We're both mixed, I think, in romantasy, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because
sometimes I hate it, sometimes I love it.
You're like, I don't like when it gets spicy, and I'm like, I just don't like most of it, and sometimes I do. So yeah, I have absolutely no clue what you're going to pick from me. You have, this is red up here, so it's just what is in these 5 shelves. All of these 4 stacks, which you guys can't see, but you have seen it in a previous video. And yeah, the TBR cart is also down here. If you do want to look at the TBR cart, I'll just move the camera down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just gonna let Jules peruse the shelves.
Okay.
And pick out my reading for the month. So yeah, I'm just gonna just gonna be over here, I guess, and I'll just pop in.
I can definitely take some books in here. There's some I don't want. This is that one.
Which one? Which one? That one. Oh, I think that's the new Evernight. The one I was that we saw it in Waterstones yesterday. Bat Eater.
Oh, that one.
So yeah, feel free to have a look at them as well. Just feel free, because I'm aware there's a lot of books that you might not know what some of these books are.
Some I do.
But yeah, it looks really creepy. But yeah, that is it only came like last month, I think, that one. Jules also gets a lot of subscription boxes, so a lot of these sprayed edges looks fairly similar.
Very creepy cover. Oh wait, you can't see it. There we go. I'm not sure about this one, but the cover is very, very creepy. Oh, do I recognize? Oh,
that Mistress of Lies?
Yeah, I think that's not supposed to be great.
I've heard mixed. I still want to read it because I'm like, it's vampire, and I think it's poly, so I'm very like down. There's basically no books I don't want to read on these shelves, so.
Good. There is one.
Sorry, yeah, they're a bit hard to get out because they're so tightly squished in.
Like, some I know that's that Moon Wolf one. What's this one?
This is Afraid of Secrets.
Oh, did I get this?
This was, you had to specially pre-order this because it's just a sequel to Throne of the Fallen.
Oh, that's it.
Because Throne of the Fallen was like my favourite romantasy from last year that I read.
I really want to read that now.
It is spicy, I'll warn you.
Oh no. As long as the rest of the book's good, that's when I don't mind the spice, because I'm like, okay, I'm kind of don't.
So I really loved the first book because I really loved the protagonist, the main girl in the first book. Like, she could step on me and I'd find her. I love her so much.
Stephanie. Oh, it's the Count of last year. There's
Yeah.
one that's screaming to me, and I don't know if it's just because I kind of am interested in reading it as well and to hear your opinion, but I think you might like it as well. I know the bones bit.
Yes. I wondered if, actually, that was one of the ones I was wondering if you were going to go for that
Really?
one. I feel like people have been talking about this recently, because I know it was one that Gavin almost got rid of and unhaul, and then people were telling him to keep it. So, like, I think it is actually good. It's just not had a lot of hype.
I think
Maybe.
it's supposed to be an underrated book.
Yes, you can pick 4 to 5. So if you want that to be
4 to
the
5,
first
gosh.
one, then...
Yeah, I think this will be the first.
Hey, okay. That was quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We have
Really
our first book then. It's weird. It looks like weirdly faded on the top, but I think it's supposed to be that way. Like, it looks better on the camera, but in person, it looks like it's kind of been washed out or something. But yeah, first book is Bone Smith. I'll tell you all about it a little bit later, but this is a dark fantasy, I believe it was August 2023 Fairy Loot.
I don't know if you want a sequel or you want like some new ones.
If there's a specific sequel that I don't want to read, I will veto, but otherwise, whatever. So if you do pick a sequel, I won't mind, but I may veto if there's one specifically, like if I've got it planned for a certain time or whatever.
I'm trying not to pick ones that I just want to read. Like, they go to me, but I have a feeling that you will...
Hello, I'm moving you down. It can go down further. Hang on. Oh, hello.
Oh, yeah.
That works.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's like it's doing the splits by trying.
It does. What Critical Role one's this?
This is the... Oh god, it's really tightly in there, isn't it?
How did you...
This is Lordna.
Oh.
So this is campaign free. I got this when I went to the Immortal event, and it was in the clearance section.
What?
Oh, yes. There you
Smart.
go.
How much was it? What? Is that supposed to be a good one? I can't remember. Because I know some of them are rated badly.
I don't know, but I personally really like this author. So I was really excited. Like, this author, Cassandra Core, she writes horror. Mm-hmm. And like dark historical horror. So and her first book wasn't good, and most people really hate her first book. And it isn't good, but her second book I loved. It was a 5-star. So, and the character and the world is very Lordna-like. So I was really excited when I found out she was writing Lordna.
So she seemed perfect for
So yeah, I'm hoping it's... I've not really heard anyone talking about it, to be honest. But I think I'll personally like it, because I was excited for this. Like, my favourite character in campaign 3 and an author. Are you picking it up?
Yeah, I think so. I just might have to... Like... It sounds like you might like it. Oh, I've got this theme.
You pick such dark books for me. I know, this is so like not like you, like Fairy Princess Jules, and you're like, oh, the gothic books.
I'll have to pick a really happy one for you.
Book
next.
2. Yeah, I think it's... in fact, I think this Damage I did by accident. It's got like a little few pages thingy, but like there is nothing wrong with it. Yeah, it even has like edge papers and stuff. I snapped it up as soon as I saw it, because I wanted to get it anyway, and then it was on clearance, and I was like, I'm not going to pick it up.
Yeah.
So okay, book 2. Yeah, that was
next
fast.
We'll be happy. Really.
You've still got all the stacks behind you as well. Remember?
Yeah, maybe I'll look at that. I'll look here
at the stacks.
Oh, haven't you read this one?
Yes, I've read Dora Smoke and Bone. And I think I did read Days of Blood and Starlight, but I never finished the series. Those were... Laura actually gave me those copies, because she read it all and she wasn't really bothered about carrying it on. I remember I really loved the first book, and then I wasn't keen on the second book, but it was ages ago when I read it, so like I'm gonna like retry the whole series at some point.
Apparently there is something of this that is in why am I forgetting the name?
Oh,
that we read. Strange Dreamer.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently there's things in it. I didn't know they were kind of connected in a way.
I don't know if they're connected, to be honest, 'cause it's modern day. It's more urban fantasy, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, because it's about this artist student in Prague, and she can like see things, and then it kind of goes into like this fantasy world. And maybe the fantasy world is that world. I honestly don't remember, because it must have been like 10 years ago or something when I first read that series.
I do really want to read this. I don't want to choose ones that I just super want to read.
It's up to you. You are picking my TBR. You can pick whatever you want for me.
I want to pick a really happy one next.
After having the 2 like dark gothic books.
me with mostly having horror and dark fantasy.
I'm not seeing any that scream, I'm a happy, could be.
I'm a happy book.
Yeah.
I know which ones could be happy, but I'm not going to tell you. So there is books at the back of this as well.
Oh, so I'd have to take these ones out.
Yeah, they can pull out easily. Those ones are just kind of tightly stuck in there. Yeah, feel free to take them out.
It's funny because I'm seeing other books, I'm like, oh, tempted, but again, they're all like horror-y kind of thing. Gothic.
That'd be so funny if you just give me like a full dark fantasy horror TBR. Not what I expected from you.
I should probably go with this theme now. Don't think any there.
Okay.
I don't know. Because I'll show you one that I've seen. It was A Cruel Third. Again, it's quite... Isn't it vampires?
It is. I think it's romantasy.
Oh, is it?
I think so. Oh, don't. Sit. Okay, I got hit in the head by that last time I did this.
Yeah. Like £3.
Yes, I wanted to read it and then I saw it in the works. So
I think I've heard... I think it was kind of mixed reviews for this one again, but it was more on the high side.
Yeah, it was one of the ones that I was going to wait to get it in the library, but when I saw it was only £3, I was like,
might as well.
I'll get it for £3, you know, because they don't do it in a hardback either. Then they did it in a paperback.
Oh,
unfortunately here, so like I'm not going to get it in any other format because I obviously prefer to get hardbacks. Yeah. But yeah, because I remember when I first saw the cover, I loved the cover and I thought it was queer until I realised that it was a girl and a guy.
Oh yeah,
but
I thought it was queer too.
Yeah, I thought it was queer, but I was like, no, that is a girl and that is a guy. But I don't know if the girl is the vampire. I can't remember what. I really don't remember what this is.
Her family in hunting. Oh, she's
a vampire hunter.
Yeah.
And he is a vampire. Okay.
Do you want this one?
It's up to you. You're the one picking my TBR for me. Yeah. If you want that to be my third book. Okay.
Scary.
This is the vibe. So far, this is so not what I expected from you. I love it though.
I guess like...
Okay, one or two more books.
Okay. I'll have a... see if there's any happy, but maybe we'll just go for this horror. Some I don't know, like, obviously the story of.
I mean, feel free to take some out. I know these are a bit hard to take out because they are in a big pile, but yeah, feel free. If you're interested, just point them out and I should be able to tell you a bit about what it's about.
You've read this one, haven't you?
Temera, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, we were going to do a buddy read of that one time.
We were. Oh, we still can. I've read the Scholarmance series by her. But I've not read her actual epic fantasy series.
So I want to read it, but I know when I do, I want to read the rest quite quickly.
Yeah, it's a long series, I think.
Yeah, so I might not choose that because it's a long series. Let me just see if I can continue this theme. Oh, that one, but then I don't know if it's just me wanting to read that.
Which one? Oh, Dark Rise. Did I tell you that, like, I won a random, like, mystery book when I was at Yelk? And I opened it, and it was Dark Rise, and I was like, I already have a copy, so I ended up just finding someone and, like, giving it to them, because I didn't want to have another book to take back, because I had so many books.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, and I was just like, I already have it, I'm sorry, do you want it? To a random person.
And they did?
Yeah, I sold it to them. I was like, it's this and this, and they're like, oh, it sounds good. I was like, it's yours.
It's supposed to be quite
I don't want to take it back with me because I have too much to take back.
Oh, the third book I think comes out later this year.
Oh, I didn't know it was still going.
That could be a contender.
I think I have some manga and graphic novels in the bottom, like potentially. Like there's a couple of scattered around.
Oh, this one sounds so cute. Cutie. And it's a romance.
I think so. I think it's like slice of life but like a bit of a romance between these two boys that are on holiday. I don't really know a lot about it, to be honest. Oh, what was that smart?
Oh my god. Oh, it's so wholesome.
You're about to go like beat red now, like, oh, I saw something. I wasn't really
god. Oh my god. Do you want to read that so you can then
sure. Book 4, which apparently has getting it.
I can't believe.
Right.
Oh,
You
this
can...
wasn't expected.
That's so funny.
Oh, it looks so cute. There was a kitty and everything.
Oh, yeah, no,
Oh,
there's some
I'm
smut in there. Okay, book 4, Seaside Stranger, which is volume 1, but I think there's only one volume in this series. I don't really know. And yeah, it says in the back about it. It says, a romance that will cleanse your heart. Do you feel cleansed?
No. I feel I need cleanse, like someone else to cleanse me because of this book.
Oh, ever since his parents disowned him for being gay, Shun has been living with his aunt on a small island near Okinawa. Oh, Okinawa. One day he meets Mio, a high school student who recently lost his own parents and now spends his days sitting by the sea. It's very depressing. The two young men begin to open up to each other until Mio reveals that he's leaving. 3 years later, an adult Mio returns to the island. Oh, okay. I thought they were that explains why there's smut.
Oh,
I didn't realise that they were teenagers
They look like
and
they're
then
14.
they grow up. Okay, yeah, that checks out.
Are they supposed to... Wait.
I think they're teenagers here. They look like teenagers there.
Maybe...
So I guess they were teenagers, and then he comes back. He returns to the island to confess his true feelings, but is Shun ready for a relationship? I mean, we know that, yes, he's ready for a certain type of relationship, I guess.
A very R-rated one. It just looks... It's just all flowery and, like, cute. I wasn't expecting that at all. That was the shock of my life.
Okay, do you want to pick one last book then?
Yeah.
That'll take it to 5 books. Anything calling to you?
See, like, Dark Rise, but again, I feel like it's kind of mean.
Totally, I do not mind. I will read whatever you pick for me.
I think Dark Rise is kind of with the theme. Again, isn't this... Oh, that's that one. But is with the theme, I guess. Maybe... Is this one supposed to be good? The one that we saw? Cause...
Which one? Bat Eater.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I feel like this would be sticking with my gothic theme, and this stood out to me on the shelf. And are you?
I've honestly not heard any reviews for it. She is also, though, the author of The Scarlet Alchemist. She writes fantasy as well, which I think I have it somewhere. I don't know where it is, but I'm pretty sure I have it.
Was it red? Yeah, that's it there.
Oh, yeah. So this is... it's not going to come out. Yeah, the same author as this. So, like, she writes fantasy as well as... And then this is her, like, horror kind of thing. Because I was like, I know this name. And I thought she was a horror writer. And I was like, wait, no, this is, like, fantasy that she writes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess I'll pick this one because it stood out to me first. We're going with this gothic theme. Yeah.
And a randomly smutty manga.
Yeah. Just because I had smut in it. It looked cute and then I had smut and I go, oh.
Okay, this is the TBR then. And
that's what... So this wasn't what you were expecting from me?
No, really not at all. But I'm excited to read all these, so I'm not mad about it.
Expected Bonesmith though.
Something about it, I don't know, because I feel like it's one that you were intrigued by but weren't sure about reading yourself, so...
Let me know.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yay, all done. Right, next time you'll see me, I guess, I'll be reading some of these books, and yeah, thank you for picking my books for me, Jules.
You're welcome. Hopefully you like them.
Hello, so we are starting off this episode with a nice short one with the manga Seaside Stranger. This is going to be a fairly quick read, I think, a fairly cute read, and a nice break from all the heavy kind of fantasy and horror I've been reading lately. So yeah, hoping I'll like it. I know Gavin reads it all, read it, and he wasn't very keen on it, but this sounds like it's just going to be a very pure, cute love story. I still have not seen any other volumes of this. I really thought there was just one volume, but I'm hoping I will like it. So yeah, wish me luck. So, the small list of updates. I have started Seaside Stranger. I'm not very far in. Like this is the end here. I'm maybe a third of the way in, so maybe further than I thought. I'm not really vibing with this, I've got to say. I think the premise is really cute, and I really love the queer representation we've had so far, because not only is the main character, Sean, I think his name is, he is gay, and that has actually caused like problems for him in the past. He's had to break up an arranged marriage because he's had to say, I'm gay, I cannot marry a woman. And for a BL manga, that's kind of a big deal, because often it's not really spoken about, but he's had to like admit it to his family. And his sister is also a lesbian and has recently moved out to be with her girlfriend. So really liking how much queer representation we're getting. I'm not really liking either of the two main characters so far, I've got to say. They meet as kids and they have this, I don't know, kind of a connection, I suppose, but it didn't really feel like they made much of a connection, to be honest. And then they've grown up. He was supposed to have got in touch with him and he never did. So he's like kind of butthurt about it, and he's now living with him because there was like a new tenant and it turned out to be him. Like, I've come back to see you like I said I would when I was an adult, because he was a bit younger at the time. I don't know. The conversations seem really stilted for me. I'm just not connecting with it. I'm not really liking the main characters that much, I've got to say. So I think I'm just going to put this aside for now and come back to it later, because I'm just really not in the mood for this right now, because this is just kind of a weirdly difficult read because I'm not connecting with the characters at all, which is really weird for a manga for me, because I usually connect so well with mangas. And yeah, something about these characters, I don't know, like, I'm really kind of taken out by the conversations because they seem like not natural, is how it's being written. I don't know. So yeah, not really sure about this one so far. I'm going away for a week to visit my mother. I'm taking some other books with me. So I think I'm just going to leave this here and come back to it when I return, and then maybe I will feel a bit better and I'll finish it. We'll see. So I did finish this yesterday. I just sat down, I only had like a little bit left, so I thought I'd finish it. Sadly wasn't a fan of this one. I just didn't get invested at all, really, in the characters, in the storyline. It felt like it was trying to tell something good, and I just didn't connect with it, unfortunately. So I think I would give this a low 3. And this is unfortunately going to be a trash. I am going to get rid of this one. I have no interest in carrying on the series. There are plenty of other romance manga I would rather read. So yeah, a shame, because I was really hoping I was going to like this one, but it just didn't work for me. So we're going to move on to book 2 now. A book that is going to have beautiful quotes, I guess. I just want to read this one to you, which is our main character describing her sister. Sometimes Cora thinks Delilah is more of a dream than a sister. A camera flash of pretty lights in every colour that you can never look at directly. She wraps herself up in pale pink and wispy silk and flower hair clips. She wears different rings on each finger that all have a special meaning. She is Alice in Wonderland, who has stumbled out of a rabbit hole and somehow arrived in New York from a world much more kind and lovely than this one. Hello! It is the greyest day possible today, and I'm really disappointed because I was hoping to go to a local fair today, but it's wet and it's rainy and it's horrible, so I'm probably not doing that now. But I did start Bat Eater yesterday. I'm really not that far in. I was actually really struggling to concentrate yesterday, and this is actually a very dark toned book, not just because it's a horror, I don't mean like that, but like the main character is really struggling with OCD and the world around her, and also kind of grief from her sister being killed brutally in front of her. So it's very heavy in terms of the emotions in this book so far. I'm really enjoying it, I will say. I like the writing, I really like the main character. I'm really interested in like what's happening, actually set during the pandemic, and she is part of a team of crime scene cleaners basically, and she's struggling as being like this like American born Chinese, that her mother is American, her father is Chinese, and her father lives in China and isn't around, so she's kind of just relying on like family members to help her out, and her sister was like this perfect person who she really envied. So it's really interesting psychologically so far, but I wasn't really in the mood for anything that heavy yesterday. So I think I only got about 5 chapters in or something. Yeah, there we go, on chapter 5. I am liking it a lot. I think once I'm more in the right mindset, I'm gonna like absolutely storm through this because I'm really enjoying the writing. I just wasn't in the right headset for this yesterday, but I am enjoying it so far. So that's all the update I have for you at the moment. No complaints, really, just complaints that my brain didn't want me read it yesterday. So I'm much further into Bat Eater now. As you can see, I've got like 100 pages or so left. I am liking it, but I feel really mixed about this, I've got to say. This feels like a very heavy emotional read. And whilst we are starting to get some of the horror elements now with the ghost stuff, so much of this has also just been about the psychological stuff that's going on with our main character and the horrors of the real world. There is basically some kind of killer out there who they're nicknaming Batman, who is killing young Asian women. They keep having to clean up the crime scenes, and we're constantly seeing the racism of people against Asian people, because that was obviously a big thing during the pandemic. While this is set towards the end of COVID, I believe, we are definitely getting some of the ghost stuff like really happening now, and it is very creepy. She is being haunted by the ghost of her sister, who is trying to warn her about something. So yeah, I am enjoying it, but honestly, this feels like such an emotionally heavy book. I don't know if it's one I'm gonna keep. I do enjoy the writing. I am enjoying the book's story overall. This has reminded me a lot, I've got to say, of The Eyes Are the Best Part, but not as fun. There is a distinct lack of fun in this book, and part of that is because it definitely deals with some of the same topics as Eyes Are the Best Part in terms of the racism and horror. Definitely like a little gory stuff happening in this, but I don't know, I'm just not feeling super invested in this, or that it's a book that I would maybe read again. I'm not sure at the moment. I think this is all going to depend on how this ends. They're at the moment now where our main character, Cora, has 2 people that she works with, is working with them to try and stop this like ghost that's haunting her. But I think it's all going to kind of come around to them also potentially finding this serial killer who's killing Asian people, who may have originally killed her sister. I'm not sure yet. I'm liking it. I'm probably going to finish it today, to be honest. I really do just want to finish it now and move on to something else. I'm feeling kind of done with this book, I think. So I did indeed finish Bat Eater last night. Overall, it's hard to say I enjoyed this because this was such a heavy emotional read. I really liked the writing. I liked the overall story. I wasn't necessarily crazy about certain things that happened in terms of the storyline. I didn't mind the ending, however. And yeah, overall I'd say I liked this. I gave this a low 4. I'm currently really torn about if this is one I'm going to keep or not. Even though I definitely did like it and I loved some of the writing, I don't know if this is one that I would necessarily ever go back to again, because I think it might be too heavy emotionally for me, and that isn't really the type of book I tend to reach for. So I'm undecided at the moment. I will have decided by the end of this video if this is one I'm going to treasure or trash, but at the moment I'm very kind of torn. Yes, well, this was a really good book. I would like it to be in my collection, but am I gonna reread it? I don't know. It definitely did get more horror as it went on, I would say, but we're definitely still dealing more with real life horrors, I think, and I think that was the main focal point for this. And I really liked what the author had to say. I thought she had some really great things to say about racism, about how people were treated during the pandemic, about the pandemic itself, and just in general, again, like about how minorities are treated. So I think it was really good in terms of that. I just don't know if I ever want to go back to this book again, unfortunately. So yeah, that is my review of this. Did really like it. Don't know if I'd ever reread it. Now that is what we call a handsome man. But I would let her step on me. So I decided to pick for my next book Bonesmith. This is the longest one. I was gonna leave it until maybe the last one, but this is more of a fantasy, and the other two books, I just wasn't sure if I was feeling in the mood for them. I knew that the Cassandra Core book was going to be very introspective and dark. I didn't know if I was in the mood for what is probably a romance of a cruel first, so I decided to pick up The Fantasy by Bonesmith, and I'm having a really good time with this book so far. As you can see, I started it yesterday. I'm already 100 pages in, and I'm just having a great time. I don't really like the main character, Ren. I would say she started off being very arrogant, and then as the book has gone later on, she also just seems painfully naive. So she's definitely had like a bit of a fall from grace, but I'm not really loving her, and I think that is the only thing that's really stopping me loving this book at the moment, because the book is a roller coaster so far. It's very adventurous, there's lots of action, the plot is constantly moving forward, it's very easy to read as well. I got through 100 or so pages easily, wasn't an issue. So I'm definitely enjoying my time with this. The lore and the world building is really interesting. We've just now met who is the man, because he was involved in kidnapping the prince. This definitely does feel somewhere between YA and adult, I would say. Like, in terms of readability, it feels YA, but the world itself feels very adult, and it's hard to believe that our main character, Ren, is as young as she is, because she behaves like, when she's not being naive and arrogant, she can be quite mature. Things they're expected to do feels like stuff they're expecting of adults, not teenagers. But she is definitely showing like her naivety, because she's just not been out of where she grew up from and trained from before. There's a whole lot of thing to do with her family, and how she is like the bastard daughter of a really high up person, and how that has kind of affected her standing within the place she grew up in. But yeah, it's been really fun, it's been really interesting. I'm just not loving the main character, unfortunately, and I think that might be what stops me from loving this book. But overall, I'm having a great time. I'm definitely going to carry it on, I think, especially if it's going to continue to be as quick and breezy a read as it is. I mean, this is a chonker of a book. This is a good like 450 pages, and it's been good so far. So I'm here with a report, and I'm very happy to say that I finished Bonesmith, and it's going to be a treasure. I really enjoyed this book. Those issues I had at the beginning with the protagonist, she definitely got a lot of development as it went on, and I preferred her more as the story went on, and she did grow and kind of grow a little bit more aware of what she was doing. The male, I think I related to more in terms of his personality, which was really funny. But yeah, this was a really fun kind of action romp, and I had a really good time with this, despite how scary it looks. This is not a horror book, this is definitely fantasy, just with like horror trappings essentially, because of all the undead stuff. I had a really fun time with this book. It was just a ride, and I was fully here for it. I enjoyed our three main characters quite a lot. I did eventually obviously enjoy Ren. Julian was great, he was the ironsmith who she ends up having to reluctantly work with, and then the prince I actually quite liked as well. He was also kind of resourceful, and I liked that him and Red had this kind of like we're bros kind of relationship, which was quite fun. Really enjoyed this. I'm definitely going to pick up the sequel, which I believe is called Ghostsmith, and I didn't know this is a completed duology, so when I do get to the sequel, it will be for me finishing the series, which is really good. This got really good towards the end. I really enjoyed some of the reveals, definitely saw some of them coming, particularly regarding Ren's parent, but I enjoyed where it went, and yeah, it's left it at a really exciting place to pick up again in the next book, but also not in a way that has made you be like annoyed because they haven't tied up stuff. They have actually tied up quite a lot, and it's left them all in a really good place to carry on. Really enjoyed this one, I'm happy to say. I wanted to check as well when this actually came out, because this is a very loot YA book. Let me go find my leaflets for it. Okay, yeah, it came with a print, which is actually what is on the front cover of Ren, and this is from August 2023 YA box. It's definitely YA, I would say. I think like the pace and the speed definitely does kind of give it more of a YA thing, but I think it's also very readable as an adult fantasy as well. Happy that I really enjoyed this one. So that is my third book down now. So I'm going to be going on to A Cruel First next, which I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this or not, to be honest. It's a YA romantasy, I guess, forbidden romance between a vampire hunter and a vampire. I am very much in my vampire era right now, but I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this one or not, to be honest. It does, however, have nice pictures over the pages, so that is a thing. If we get different flowers, it's looking like, as we're going further in. Or maybe it is the same flowers. I think it's like these flowers, whatever they are. But yeah, gonna try this one next. And yeah, see if I like it or not, I suppose. Okay, I got maybe 30 pages into this book last night. And I've DNF'd it. I am just really not vibing with this. Something about the writing. I rarely get put off by the writing, but the writing in this, I couldn't click with it, and I just didn't really care about the two main characters. It's really interesting that we're going with Mexican lore for the vampires in this. I enjoyed that aspect, but I just could not get into this. So yeah, I've decided to DNF this one. It is going to be a trash. So that means we're going to get on to the very last book for this video, which, let me find it, is Cassandra Clare's What Doesn't Break. I'm very excited about this one. This is probably the one I had the highest hopes for, to be honest, from this video, of really enjoying, because not only do I really like this character, which is from a D&D campaign, I really like this writer as well. And it's not very long either, so it's actually not going to take me very long to finish this, which is great. Let's hope this one I like more than A Crawl First. So I started What Doesn't Break last night. I'm not very far in. I'm like 50 pages or so, as you can see. And I'm liking it well enough so far. It isn't as good writing as it was in the last book I read by Cassandra Clare, which is a shame. I also found the beginning quite confusing, to be honest. It took a while to get things going. It was just, yeah, a little bit confusing what was happening, particularly in the very first prologue. There are like multiple prologues. But now that we are actually like fully into the story, we're actually following Lordna on her resurrection, because she is undead. It's a lot better now, and I'm enjoying it a lot more. It's all very introspective so far, but yeah, I'm really liking it now. It just took a while to get going, so we'll see how it goes. This isn't really a long book. It also does a lot of things sometimes where like it'll have short segments, as you can see here. It's probably not going to take me very long to read this, I don't think. Bit of a rough start, but it's getting better now that we're actually into the story, and hopefully it will continue to get better from there. Hello, an update. It is later the same day. I took this with me when I went out. I read a little bit, mostly just on my commute there and back, so I'm now past the halfway point. I've got about 100 pages left. Honestly, I'm kind of tempted to DNF this one. It's not bad. It's just also not great. It's just kind of fine. And I don't just want to read a book that's just okay. I want to read a book that I'm really enjoying. And this just isn't really giving me that much. It's starting to get very repetitive now, with Lorna essentially just keeps trying to get close to people. Voice in her head either helps her out or makes things worse, and she has to leave and moves on, and that's kind of a bit of a repetition happening so far. So yeah, I don't really know if I'm even bothered about continuing this. I might just leave this here. With 100 pages to go, I might just like skim read the last bit just to see what happens, although like I know this is set before the campaign, so I know where she ends up. Writing is not as good as it was in the previous Cassandra Clare book I read, and it's a shame because I really thought that she would have like thrived in the world of this. Like, she is fully like letting loose with the dictionary, I think, throughout this. Like, she's very over descriptive at times. She's loving using all the different words for death and gothicness and stuff, but the story itself is just very lacking, unfortunately, and I'm just not super invested, so this might be a DNF. I'm gonna sit on it for an hour or so, I think, and then see if I even feel like it's worth me finishing it or not. Safe to say, I think this is going to be a trash. I'm not going to be keeping this. I just don't think it's what I'm going to be interested in rereading, so yeah, I'm going to pass it on, I think. Okay, so it's a few hours later. I have decided to DNF this. I just am not invested, and it feels like it's just a 3-star read to me, and I don't know if I care enough to finish it. because it is just going to be a 3-star read that I know I'm never going to go back to. Yeah, it's a shame to DNF with only 100 pages left. It is quite a short book, but I'm just not bothered about it. I just want to read something else instead. So rather than me just forcing myself through this, I'm just going to take the signs it's trying to tell me and put this down. So that does mean we have read all of the books in this video. Pretty mixed bag, I would say, overall. We ended up with 2 DNFs with What Doesn't Break and A Cruel First. I've already passed that book on to a friend, so that's already gone on to another home. 3-star with the first volume of Seaside Stranger, which I am going to be passing on. Not bothered about carrying on this series, unfortunately. But I did have 2 keeps. I have decided to keep Bat-Eater, I think. Bonesmith was definitely the major success of this video. I had such a good time with this book. Really solid fantasy, 4.5 rating. This is a low 4 rating, I think, but it really is still sticking in my mind. So I think it is one I probably will want to go back to at some point. I may change my mind in the future, I don't know, but for now at least, I'm going to call these 2 treasures and add them to my collection. So that is all 5 books. That brings the total of the TBR down to 286. Not a massive drop down, but we're getting there. And that is it for episode 3 of Treasure and Trash. I hope you enjoyed it. I got through this episode quite quickly, to be honest, because I was actually DNFing this time. I don't think I really DNF'd much in the other episodes, and I'm already about to start filming episode 4 as we speak. I have the books lined up for it. I just need to read them. So it's probably going to be a couple of weeks before you get episode 4, but I imagine it will be showing up sometime in May. As always, stay safe, stay cozy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!